All right, let's see what we got going on here. Hey, what's going on, party people? It's that time again. We clocked in. We came here to do what we came here to do. Now, it's been a minute since I've been on this channel. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. Welcome to give is to receive. What I do in this channel pretty much, and just so you guys know, well, forgive me, I got way ahead of myself here. Welcome. I go by the name of L'Esprit. I am a spiritual healer. So what I do in this channel is that I use a lot what I called the power of words. But ultimately, what I do pretty much is that I help you to attain your highest level of consciousness. Another way of saying this is that I help you to become fully developed as a human being. And for you to do so, obviously you would need to embrace both your physical and your non-physical aspect of yourself. However, I do have my other channel, L'Esprit. Check that out. I mean, it's, it is what it is. However, over here, though, I just wanted you to know, ultimately, it's the same goal. But what I do here, that is a little bit different is that I use what I called a lot of, the power of words. And what I call the power of words, those are pretty much like, let's just say, proverbs, quotes, anything, of that structure. Do you see what I'm saying? And why I call these things very powerful is because, or even when we talk about quotes or any of that, what makes them very powerful, it's how things are being said. Sometimes it could be the rhyme and the reason in it. It's very catchy. There's certain things that, being an eloquent speaker, they understand the power of words, how, to say things to somehow make it matters, right? But not just that. In the way that you get to say things, you get to explain certain things that even if you were to, or even trying to explain them logically, that, that you wouldn't be able to. Like the whole aspect of when people say what's understood doesn't have to be explained, is that the way it's being said, the way you caught it, or what you got out of it, no explanation is actually needed. That's the power of words. Not necessarily just that, but I'm saying on how it works. That's why, like, if you hear certain quotes, depending on the nature of the quote, you may feel motivated. You may feel inspired. Do you see what I'm saying? But yet again, the quote, those wise saying, they hit you a certain way. They always hit you off guard. It's like, God damn, like you never thought of it, and then it just hits you that way. Now that's the power of words. And that's what we do here. So therefore, we use these quotes, or old saying, wise saying, however you choose to use them, proverb, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But what I want you to see is the nature of these quotes, not necessarily quotes, but the how these things are being constructed when I'm talking about the power of words. Now, poetry is very much different from, let's just say, lyricism, or let's just say from a proverb. Poetry is totally different. The one thing that they all have in common is the way things are being said. So now when we're talking about the power of words, we understand it's not necessarily the meaning of a word or your intentional meaning behind the word, as most people sometimes, like to say when they're referring to how powerful your words are. But they never really quite talk about how those things are being put together to illustrate a greater point. So that's why the wise ones, we understand it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. Just like in French, they have this saying that says, it's the tone that makes the sound or the song. It's how you say things. It can either make it, I guess it could make it worse than what it is, or depending on, or as it is at this big, but you find a way of delivering it. So the delivery matters, right? But ultimately, when we're talking about the actual delivery in itself, it's how those words are being put together. So when I'm talking about the power of words, that's exactly what I'm talking about here. So now, as a disclaimer, just so you guys know, and of course, the two major things that I wanted to say about when it comes to the power of words, it's not the actual meaning of a word, but it's how these things are being said. That's important for you to actually know, because that's what makes proverb or certain quotes very powerful. And the other thing that I forgot to mention is that these shits are fucking fully loaded with fucking wisdom. It's infinite wisdom in those fucking quotes. And again, they're being said a certain way, and there is so much that is being said that, if you were to explain that shit logically, it just wouldn't be enough. But anyway, as a disclaimer, move on. Let's move it on up. As a disclaimer, obviously, for me, I always say wisdom is welcome regardless of where it comes from. In other words, wisdom is wisdom regardless of where it comes from. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, something that is of a wise saying, regardless of the community that it came from, when you hear it, you're gonna know it. That's why a wise man is always recognized regardless where you go. Being the light of the world, you're gonna be that. That's why, as American, do you study Albert Einstein or any other fucking, like, does it matter? You know who those geniuses are? But their contribution, like, the real shit is the real shit. So that's why for me in this channel, it doesn't really matter where none of it come from. I use quotes from the Buddhist. I use quotes from voodoo. I use quotes from fucking the Bible. In fact, the one that we're going to be talking about here is from the actual Bible. I use quotes from the Sufis, the Gnostics, the list goes on. Again, wisdom is wisdom, or it's always welcome regardless of where it comes from. So now that we got that out of the way, now let's get right into it. The quote that we're going to be talking about today, oh, please forgive me because I don't remember the actual verse, but I'm pretty sure once you hear it, you'll know, right? So Jesus said, "Earth and heaven shall pass away, but my truth shall never pass away." Man. Yeah, it's in Matthew, Mark, however the fuck. Doesn't matter. Right? Now, where do I even start with something like this, man? I mean, of course, we could speculate on so many different levels and talk about so many different things, but that's the beauty of those quotes. Because you can be inspired to talk about it from so many different angles. That's the wealth of wisdom that kind of fucking statement embodied. In this part, now, Jesus is using contrast. People use similes, contrast, or rhyme, whatever the fuck, or two opposites to illustrate a point. And that's exactly what this is doing here. And those points that is being illustrated, my God, where do we start? Huh? So, to a certain level, this is also saying the truth is the truth. What is true today will be true tomorrow and will forever be true. Do you see what I'm saying? But that shit doesn't stop there too, though. Man, that's what I'm saying. Oh my God. It's like my mind is just racing like, all right, let's just slow it down. Let's slow it down. Because there are so many different angles to actually, You know what I'm saying? Man, okay. So, but to say that, what does that mean about the truth? Do you see what I'm saying? Or, if, better yet, what the fuck is the truth? What truth was he talking about? His truth. And what was his words? What is it that Jesus is saying in his words that is so truthful that the heavens and the earth shall pass, but not that shit? But most importantly, he's giving you to feel like he somehow has also identified himself with the truth that he's talking about. Because whichever one of us speak of the truth, you become the truth, man. You know, I don't know if you guys know the cauldron, the whole spiritual meaning of the cauldron, or any bowl, or any, let's just say, recipient. And this is what we are too. As you adopt the content, you become what's inside of you. The message that I'm sharing, I became that message. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why the truth, when you identify someone as a liar, you don't even need to listen to what they have to say. Because anything that's going to come, do you see what I'm saying? This is how deep this shit is. These are so, I mean, those different aspects of that shit that is being said. And here's something else I forgot to say, you know, when it comes to those quotes. It's like there's so much that is being said. Man, this shit is crazy, man. But that goes to show you too, like the power of the word goes, oh man, so deep, man. And as you also adapting that mentality, you are becoming that. That's why the path that we on, we become the path at the same time. You know, to be at peace, to be still. And that's the truth that ultimately that Jesus was talking about. You knowing who you are. And once you do, you don't go through the ups and downs of life. You embrace all of it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's so much that's being said here. Versus someone, let's just say, if you're being fake, or if you identify yourself with a fucking image, when those life circumstances changes, you don't know what to do. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people, they don't know how to take, you know, I mean, they know how to embrace the up, but not the down. And let me tell you, man, like this spiritual path, it's about you. That's why you need the setbacks, man. The setbacks will give you the insight that you need for you to see things better. I'm telling you, when you start looking at life from this truth, the outside means nothing. The ups and the down in life means nothing. Then you understand, then you get to see the perfection in life. Not in a negative way, not in a way that you're not in tune or in touch with nature. Not in a way like, let's just say, I'm not aware of the fucked up shit that's taking place in the world. No, 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 no. I'm fully aware of that. I'm speaking from a state of a greater acknowledgement. Not from a space of fucking illusion here. When I'm telling you this is a perfect world, I'm not saying I'm fucking ignorant of motherfucking racism, people killing other, like all that shit. No, 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 no. In fact, what I'm telling you is, this is one part of that reality. But now your problem is you become so one-sided, which is only physical, that you don't get to see the other side of it. So therefore, you don't know the kingdom of God. That's what the kingdom of God is. That's when you enter that kingdom of God, where now you have transcended this physical reality, not from a fucking not from a fucking illusion perspective, but from a knowing the truth perspective. Oh, this conversation is different. When you enter that kingdom, oh man. I mean, I hope I'm not losing you, but we're not gonna dumb it down. See, again, I'm just showing you the depth in that fucking statement. So much that is being said without even being said. And here's something else too, depending how deep you are. Because they speak to you on your levels too. I forgot to mention that about those quotes. I mean, the lighter you are, obviously you'll get to see it from the perspective that I'm trying to get you to see it from. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why too, you can't, that's why in life in general, you can only go as far as you go. Do you see how all of this shit is stemming just from that fucking quote? And that's why for me, when oh man, and you get to see how they act out on you. I forgot to mention that shit too. You know, that's the power, you know, as you, depending on the nature of the quote, you can easily get motivated or feel inspired. You get to see the words that is acting on you. Then you get to see those words are not just words, but when you put them together, oh my God, that's where the genius comes in. And me being a priest, you know, being a wordsmith, these are the things that, listen, man, that is the very foundation of my house, man. You know, I gotta talk to you a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I'm genius, nigga. It's gotta be reflected that way. And that's how I'm giving you the sight too, man. That's the beauty. And you know what I'm saying? That's the sight. I know once you hear this, you will get. So that's why I tell them, man, you tell them what you see I'm doing over here, man. I'm giving out sights. The blind are now seeing. Oh man, this is a satisfaction guaranteed, baby. I gotta talk my own shit, man. Why the fuck not? And this is not coming from a so-called egotistical foundation neither. This is coming from knowing. Like I'm humbly talking my shit. Do you see what I'm saying? But if you're not fully developed, you wouldn't understand this perfect combination. Man, I hope you get to see it. And this is that peace. Once you find the kingdom of God, this is your treasure. This is what helps me. That's how, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's that saying? Like, that is my calm in the middle of the storm. If I'm saying it correctly. That's how knowing the truth also is setting you free. But when you identify yourself with a certain image, when your circumstances is not reflecting that, you go crazy. In fact, shit, there's I mean, I didn't know much about her until the shit went viral and shit. This bitch named, well, I didn't mean to say it that way because I really don't know her. I'm just, you know, this is not personal. But B. Simone, obviously, I mean, I guess she's some hot shot that I didn't know about. You know, so it's me here, all right? It's nothing else. So technically she went viral because she was saying she can no longer afford some of the shit that she used to afford. And somehow she's losing is that mask that's being taken. Do you see what I'm saying? So to me, when I'm hearing that, I'm seeing the mask that's being removed from her. So somehow she feels like, oh man, she's going under, or you know what I'm saying, like there's no stillness as she's going through the fucking storm. You know, it's almost like your identity, you're never gonna be truthful, and you won't be able to embrace. Nigga, listen. And that's what living by your senses are too. She's fully immersed in her senses. You know, you're one-sided. There's no growth. That's why you see people like that. They're always gonna be shallow. There's no wisdom. Because for you to be fully developed or to transcend the material world, listen, you're gonna have to embrace both your ups and downs. In fact, you need anybody who grow, man. You need those setbacks to develop your insight, man. There's no way around it. That's why I tell you guys, you're gonna have the remedy of the pain is in the pain, man. You know, I wish I had a better shit to tell you, man. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to carry your cross. Like I always tell you fuckers, like, show me whichever one in the Bible, like some of those God-fearing motherfuckers, Abraham or the big figures, who didn't have it bad, bro. It's almost like it should make you question, like, is even God love these fuckers? You know, in the Bible, God is allowing Satan to fuck Job's story. It's like, what the fuck? If this is not proof enough, you know what I'm saying? The Job story, like whoever else, man. It's almost like even Jesus, his own son. Does that shit stop? Does it stop somewhere? It doesn't. But that's the point. Your growth, you know, it's like God always like, God, you mean to tell me you didn't know Job's faith? Why is it necessary for you to fall? And you gotta fall. You best believe you got to. If you're gonna grow. Because what that does for you, it helps you to transcend the material. This is the truth that shall never pass away. This is that truth that shall never pass away, which is you. When you embrace you, of course. But if not, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck do you think this was? That's why when I talk about spirituality, I let niggas know, hey man, it's not what you think it is. It's not that positivity, you know what I'm saying, having a towel wrapped around your ass and, oh, no, nigga. No, motherfucker. It's not that milk and honey that, oh my God, like that. No, motherfucker. No. Show me any one of these fuckers. Those leaders, spiritual leaders. You know what I'm saying? Even with Gandhi, Malcolm. Nigga, it comes with it. What the fuck do you think this was? Now, that's the truth that shall never pass away. For you to grow, mentally, spiritually, you need both the good and the bad. So going back to her, there's not much to say, but in terms of educational purposes, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, nigga, take that mask off. Take that mask off, man. Because you used to identify yourself with just, you know what I'm saying? I guess what she was saying is, like, she never really had to, you know what I'm saying, complain about buying anything. Do you see what I'm saying? And the truth is, and that's why a lot of these people are not, they're showing you that they were one-sided. They're not fully developed. for you to fully embrace life, man, you gotta both experience the ups and the fucking down. And that's how you will attain that highest level of understanding, of clarity, of awareness. When you experience shit like that, nigga, listen, can you imagine like me knowing the truth, knowing myself, and then a nigga is gonna tell me, hey man, you wanna be successful? Let me fuck you up the ass. Like, what? When you know you live that truth, man, like I always tell people, when I hear people saying, man, I didn't, you know what I'm saying, I had to do what I had to do, I became a stripper, I'm like, what? You know, check out DMX, Lauryn Hill. Do you think if these motherfuckers like Lauryn Hill stopped making music because the shit was not right, DMX did the same exact shit? So when the niggas telling me you gotta do what you gotta do, what is that? You only gotta do what you gotta do, and what you gotta do has to do with you. If you a hoe, that what you gotta do, well, you're gonna do some hoe shit. Like I always tell you motherfuckers, like I have experienced both making $50 an hour and also making $9 an hour. When I had to do what I had to do, that's what I had to do. When I was not getting that $50 an hour, shit, nigga. Now I'm enjoying that shit, nigga. Nigga, what? It is what it is. And as you do that, and I know for me, that's what, like, my true self-worth comes in. None of that shit defines who I am, bro. Yo, I've had jobs where I used to work at fucking warehouses, a server, like, from that to, like, nah, none of it defines you, bro. That's the truth that shall never pass away when you know who you are. When you truly know who you are, the seasons doesn't affect you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like DMX I didn't hear he said he had to do what he had to do. He removed himself. This nigga didn't even try to get a better deal. Nigga said, fuck it. I don't think you understand. This nigga didn't even go, all right, let me just go. Because he had the fucking popularity behind him. Nigga could have said, you know what, let me just go fucking independent. Nigga said, fuck it. We're not judging, we're not saying he was right, he was wrong. All I'm fucking saying to you, when you say you gotta do what you gotta do, what you got, if you having what you gotta do is Puff Daddy fucking you for a record deal, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know if I could blame Puff Daddy for that. If anything, he's showing you how much of a bitch you are. You have no fucking integrity. And guess what? You know, when those seasons, those ups and downs goes, you wouldn't know how to handle yourself. Because your foundation was never truthful anyway. Do you see how that statement could be seen or understood from so many different angles? That's why a solid foundation, man, you never crumble. There's no life circumstances, bro, that's going to somehow make me compromise for nothing, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this is why valuable niggas, they became fucking martyrs. When you find your values, you rather die and keep that value, nigga. You're not stupid. Like, there's something great. You find something greater, man. And when you do the dumb shit too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you first of all, you trying to get money to be respected. Then when people find out you were sucking dick to get money, people don't respect it. So it's almost like you start, I mean, it's a 360 thing. Now you got the money, you don't have the fucking respect. And even if you go, man, fuck you, I got my money, I'm living good. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because if you're not happy with little, you're never going to be happy with a whole lot. Because most people go for the money so they could maintain their identity. This is why niggas who would do some fucked up shit, if you're going to let somebody fuck you up the ass to get some money, you don't want that for people to know that shit. Because it would fuck up your fucking image. Do you see how it's tomato? I mean, it's a lose-lose situation. And that truth shall never pass away, man. There was never a time in history where this fucking illusion was greater than men. That's why when you go back to history, you'll see it's the God. That's why you see the pyramid. It's always like it was a depiction of your greater self, your divinity. That's what I'm trying to tell you motherfuckers. Do not confuse worshiping idols with tools. When you look at the Sphinx was a tool, nigga. Even looking at the Sphinx in itself, it awakened something in you. You could see the intelligence in it. That's a tool. You could see the greater understanding. Even that statue in itself is talking to your subconscious mind. It's not hard to see that, let's just say, if you choose to say, or if you define it as, looking at this, we are all animal. But our mind, our head, that's what makes us different from fucking animal. That's one way of looking at it too. That ability to think, to see beyond your physical, that's what the animal side would also represent too. Or it can also show you having both sides, you being both. And that's what we are. When you embrace it, both sides of you, that's how you transcend it. It's not negating one over the other. It's not suppressing one over and keeping the other. No. It's embracing both sides. That's why they talk about polarity. That's what Jesus is telling you, be perfect like your Father in heaven is. That's what perfection truly is. Has nothing to do with being flawless. You have to redefine your thinking. Because a lot of us, when we speak of perfection, you said the very first thing you'll say is that you make mistakes. Nigga, you need to make mistakes. In the world that you're living in, you see better when you make mistakes. So making mistakes is not a fucking issue. Shouldn't be a fucking issue. Make as many mistakes as you can. Make sure you're learning from it too, to a point where you're making better mistakes. Learn how to make better mistakes. Don't make the stupid ones. And that's how you fucking elevate. And this is not no fucking motivational speech. This is no fucking none of that shit. This is your fucking reality. It's not trying to be positive, nigga. It's to actually become that. Again, spirituality is a practical matter. It's not something to sit around and sound cute, to sound like you exchanging fucking ideas, you exchanging wits and all that shit. These are for the fucking niggas who you looking for self. Nah, this is not for, you know what I'm saying, intellectual masturbation purposes. This is not for who's using the biggest words, how eloquent you sound, how educated you may fucking be, nigga. This is life experiences, true understanding, transformation. And that's what makes it for the livings. This is not about to sound smart. That it doesn't even smart if you're not smart. And when you do become smart, sounding smart, it doesn't matter. Do you see how the shit go? Damn. That's how the shit go, man. And that's the truth. That shall never pass away. Regardless of what age, year you came into this reality. That's what Earth is, an illusion. It's your spiritual battlefield. That's what this shit is. Your growth. This is a mental institution. The only way for you to become sane, to become sane, is through you awakening, through your spirituality. A fully developed is a sane person. You don't make the same mistake over and over. You learn from it. You don't do the same shit over and over because you understand it didn't work. You don't become a broken record. You know what I'm saying? You remove the blockages. So in so many words, this quote is also speaking of you attaining your, well, I guess I might be stretching a little bit, but your fucking perfection. The truth is your perfection. And this is the very truth that I'm talking about here. It's you. He's the word that shall never pass away. You have to become the word. In the beginning was the word was with God, and the word becomes God. We are the fucking recipient of what the message. Real nigga talk about real shit. What makes a real nigga is the shit that he does, talk about, and the way he moves, man. That's why I would tell niggas, man, like, this is not about sounding cute, bro. And the fake motherfuckers, they sound good, but their action doesn't show it. So in voodoo, when we talk about you know what I'm saying, being in harmony, is that your words and your action has to be one. You see, that's something you motherfuckers wouldn't know. Because automatically when you talk of voodoo, you're talking about ritualistic bullshit. Chicken heads, chicken-less head, whatever the fuck, or sacrificial shit. And if that's the case too, hey, it's all over your Bible. So much so, even your God is sacrificing his own son for you. Obsessed with killing, huh? But when you truly understand the word sacrifice and what it takes, man, listen. That's why even yourself, you have to be sacrificed. That's the holy sacrifice, man. It's you. By you shedding off your own skin, you have to die for you to grow. That's why death is a big part. That's why I always wear this shit. That's the tool, that's the wisdom that I carry around me, nigga. Man, don't get me started. Leave me alone. Please, leave me alone. Leave me out of this. I'm keeping myself out of this. Keeping myself out. Listen, man. That's when you try to use me as a sacrifice, I can't be killed twice. I cannot be sacrificed twice, man. When I'm the sacrificial lamb already. That's why whatever you do is never gonna work, man. You know? And the word sacrifice also means too, there's a part of you that you're giving. Because nobody ever sacrificed anything without you feeling it. Do you understand why you have to be sacrificed for your growth? That's why you have to embrace your pain. That's why you got to go beyond your fucking senses. That's why you cannot look for instant gratification. This is a life in making. That's what makes it a work of art, man. And when you become your own artist, your creator, man, nigga, listen. This is when life becomes an art now. And that's what you see the niggas now who understand that. When Mike Tyson is telling you, man, I got to do the things that I don't like. Do you understand what that means? You understand as an artist or as the creator that you got to be uncomfortable. You thought this was going to be milk and honey, huh? You know what I'm saying? For you to become your butterfly, you got to die, baby. And there's going to be multiple deaths, you know, for you to attain that ultimate shit. And that's what niggas are telling you. Hey, learn how to sacrifice for a better pleasure. Oh, the milk and honey is there. But it comes with you refining yourself. You got to be the sculptor, that artist building yourself. And this is why I got to tell, hey, you got to check out L'Esprit too. I was talking about, I told you fuckers, like, the magic is in the doing. Because what you're doing is, what you're doing is doing you. When you follow your passion, your whatever the fuck you're going through in life, it's sharpening yourself up, man. This is your craft. This is why it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you're doing what your passion is. Because I could tell you, it doesn't matter. Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, you know what I'm saying? They will speak of similar things. They know you. That's why a fisherman recognizes another. When you put in the work in, you see somebody else, you know they are putting the work in. Success does not come overnight. It's an evolution. It's a continual process. That's why you're still gonna fail as you succeed, because the growth never stops. Whenever you see these companies, and it took me a second to understand that, do you realize they always improve on their product? Why do you think you constantly have to update your phone? When you update your phone, it's a better version of the phone that was already existed, that they somehow created, that they learn along the way. So when you're afraid of making mistakes, I don't know what world you're living in. You're not even in tune with your reality. Because if you are in tune, then you should understand making mistakes is how you get better. It should be clear to you by now. So now, make smart mistakes, nigga, so you can elevate. Your only question now should be, your only concern is, let's make some smart mistakes, man. That's what you want to make. And that's what these companies are doing, even with your phone. You buying a 2025 phone, you got to keep updating this shit. Because they discovered the play, how to make it better, and all that shit. And that's what they're not telling you, just so you know. So what image is there for you, like failing, your setbacks, man? You need that shit. You need that shit, my nigga. And you better embrace, like for me, I embrace both sides, man. When the nigga was getting that $9 an hour, my nigga, shit, man, I make poverty look good, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And just like any cycle, And this is life. You have your ups and your downs, man. And here's something that I also want to let you guys know too, man. Man, be careful what you ask for. You see, in that cycle of life, you're up and down. If you are constantly growing, that means there's gonna be, the universe will always gonna put you in a setback situation. This is why you'll see the more spiritual you become, the more challenge you're gonna have to go through. And you could be like, yo, I'm doing everything correctly. And then somehow there's blockages coming through. Don't worry about it, dog. That's part of your that's your growth. That's why you see blockages will come in the middle of nowhere. And then you be like, what the fuck? How am I doing the right thing and this is happening to me? Yeah, nigga. Because you doing the right thing, I mean, shit has, hey, you gotta tweak it. Yo, this spiritual path, man, this is for the strongs. That's why I ask you motherfuckers, show me which one of your, Bible idol, God-fearing motherfuckers who had not had it bad and God loved them too. And that's why the Rumis tell you, the Sufis, I think it was Sufis. That's why you gotta listen, man. Keep an open heart, bro. The Sufis tell you, man, that's why you don't ask. You don't pray God. To change your, man. You don't ask God like to change and make things better for you, man. You ask for strength to endure the shit. I'm shit, nigga. Who you telling? Who you telling? Man, nigga, my whole life, it's a sacrifice, bro. Being born a poor millionaire. Having to deal with betrayal. Man, nigga, listen, you can't tell me nothing. You cannot tell me nothing. Dealing with betrayal, hatred, jealousy. And here's the thing. I mean, it's 4 things that I didn't do to him, but the things that I also did to him too. I mean, shit. Like, can you imagine suffering for your light? Motherfuckers is hating on you because you live in your life. Niggas want to kill you for you living your life. I mean, you tell me what part of the game this shit is. Like, nigga, you telling me I don't have a right to live? You know what I'm saying? You telling me I don't have a right to be myself? Then you want to take my money and you want to kill me too? Man, nigga, listen, man. This is the other side of growth, man. Those are, you know what I'm saying, the cards that life is giving you have to deal with. Oh, I'm making the shit out of it, baby. I'm turning this is a work of art. But I'm saying that to you because I understand both sides of it. I'm not speaking or saying I'm successful from a fucking illusion or delusional perspective. Or even when I'm saying this life is perfect, this is from a nigga who had to carry his own cross, man. You know what I'm saying? If you one-sided, like most of you motherfuckers are, you would probably say, why do bad things happen to good people? Those would be your questions. I had those too. But when you fully know who you are, the truth's gonna set you free. This is the pain that you have to transcend. I had to transmute. So that's why when I tell you guys being positive, to be positive, I understand, yo, it's not being delusional. It's to see the positivity in the bad shit. That's what makes you a positive person. It's not, oh, this is, no. It's like, yeah, I learned from this. That was fucked up. But I also learned from it too. So now Okay, are you looking at the lesson or are you looking at the pain? Which one is it? You cannot serve two gods. And trust me, you can never serve two gods. Because if you see the lesson, you're going to be like, fuck the pain. And if you embrace, you only see the pain, you don't see the lesson. That's how it goes. You cannot serve two perspectives at the same time. And if it's going to be the lesson, hey, well, hell God, bro, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Then now you're embracing your divinity. But if you're embracing the pain, you already know, fuck God, this is fucked up. That's how it goes. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is the truth. That's why you have to embrace you. Because the minute you do not, man, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You become like, it's like you literally, like in Haiti would say, you know what I'm saying? You technically have your pants down, bro. Everybody's looking at your ass, bro. But when you embrace your pain, guess what, man? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, nigga. It's bad. No, it's still good, nigga. But it's also bad too, man. It's good and bad, nigga. Yeah, it's bad, but it's good too. It's all part of the growth, man. And just like, you know, people always say, okay, you know, for you to appreciate what you have, that's why it's important for you not to have. How do you appreciate what you have if you always have shit, man? But now but where I'm trying to, I hope that you'll get though, because that's where I'm at with it. I don't give a fuck about neither one of that. And this is where you truly step into the kingdom of God. But that was for the great listeners though. I hope you get there. So at this point, it's not that you're not being appreciative, but it's like there's greater things at hand here. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is where too, a lack of anything, you know what I'm saying? And people can play with you too. That's why you have to be content or happy with who you are. Now I'm speaking on a whole other level now. I'm taking it up a notch for a second here. I hope I'm not losing you. Because at one point we're talking about, you know what I'm saying, how they are one. You know what I'm saying? Being poor and rich is two sides of the same coin. And for you to be fully developed, that's why, you know, most people, especially in African fucking tradition, we understand that. Regardless of what you have, the whole idea of Bruce having money, Bruce Wayne, the Batman, but yet had to go put himself in jail. That's your rites of passage. This is why we always tell you too, and that's what you see, you know, with kids, you know, who are born from a rich family, they're not going to be like their dads. There's something missing. That's why you got to give them the rites of passage. You have to teach these motherfuckers integrity. Teach them how to be militant. You know what I'm saying? Just like they show you, if you see the movie 300, right? The kid, he was the son of the king. But for him to become king, he's going to have to pretty much, that was the rites of passage, but to go get his own prey. He's going to have to face himself. That's why for me, I understand my fucking assignment. For my kids, my truth is to help them to see who they are. By any means necessary, regardless of what it takes. You gotta let these motherfuckers fall too. That's part of a lot of parents, you know what I'm saying, like you don't want your kids to fall. I mean, how do you deprive them from, like, who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think you are? That your son or your kids cannot fail or fucking make mistakes. Are you going to, are you God, nigga? Are you going against God now? Every man gonna have to see the shit for themselves, man. That included, like I did, and like my kids will. Yes, nigga. Now the only difference is they're gonna have the tool. You know what I'm saying? They would have the aptitude. Like in that movie 300, his father being the king, now already set him up. He's ready to go face his shit. But he's gonna have to face it himself. Only when he was able to kill the fucking lion or the wolf, or face his fear, then now when he came home, he was allowed to become a king, man. I don't know what the fuck do y'all niggas think this is, man. This is all work. This is all actions. You have to become the practitioner. You have to be the practitioner. Do you see what I'm saying? One way or another motherfucking other. This is why even your haters, they're still gonna have to put in the work. It's unfortunate they're not putting that work in themselves for them to develop, due to their lack of development. You see, those are your Chuckies, your energy vampires. You know what I'm saying? Those are your adult body, but a kid mentality. They were not able to successfully grow as a person. Those are your killers. Those are your murderers that you're dealing with. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones now who are being controlled by their appetite. It became their monsters. And those are the ones who don't know who God is neither, and will never inherit the kingdom of God. So they will forever be in hell. And that's what this shit is talking about, man. And that's what this whole thing is about. They will forever be bound to physical shit, obviously. And even when they're transcend, or even when they pass away, you know what I'm saying, they were still, you know what I'm saying, that's why they have to be reincarnated again. Now, coming back, there's nothing wrong with it. But those of us, the masters, we do it consciously. I didn't come back here because I was stuck. I came back here because it's me, nigga. It's me. I'm not concerned. I know the truth. You see, we both do the same thing, but it's not the same. It looks the same, but it's not the same. Here we go again. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, our action will never be the same, even when they appear to be the same. And this is why it doesn't matter about how much you know, but it's the perspective. It's how you're looking at it. Because how you look at it changes the whole thing, baby. Changes the whole playing field. That's how magical you are. Oh, this is the mystery. Once you embrace it, you become mysterious yourself. And that's the living legend. That's when you understand now, you are legend. See, these are, you have to attain, those are experiences, those are levels those are transformative shit. This is the shit that goes beyond fucking religion. And regardless of what religion is telling you, they telling you to inspire to become that, which does not change. To become that to know the truth, to embrace you. This is the word or the truth that shall never pass, that shall never pass away. Haitien, bra, Malay.